Welcome to Della Fox Checks, and I'm making my way to Pomona because today I'm going to be checking out the Elf on the Shelf event, and I'm really excited because Christmas is such a fun time, you guys. I love Christmas, which is one of the reasons why I do so many Christmas videos. You see, the thing about Christmas is that it brings people together, and I know people are going to say, yeah, but you can hang out with your family or friends any time of the day, any other day besides Christmas. And that's true. But there's something that makes Christmas special. Like, people get the day off. People try to get their day off to be with their family. It's just the time of the year where, like, everyone does whatever they can to make sure that they visit their family, because we're all living our lives, honestly. Like, when it's not Christmas or any other day, we're working hard towards goals. We're making that overtime for anything we're trying to buy. So, you know, Christmas is just that one time a year where people are happy, they're cheerful, and they want to spend time with the family. I think that's what Christmas is really about. Now that I'm older, I don't even care about presents. When I was younger, I did care about presents, all right? That's one of the differences. When you're a kid, you do care about presents, and opening presents is fun. But now that I'm older, it's like, it's not even about the presents. It's about spending time with family. But right now, I'm actually almost getting to the Elf on the Shelf event. We're going to check out the event. I'm going to show you guys a little preview of it and tell you guys what I think of it towards the end. So make sure you guys stick around for that. During this video, I'm also going to be giving you guys the top 5 reasons why I enjoyed the Elf on the Shelf event this year, right? So when you got here, there was a lot of people. They basically let you into the event in the order that you were scheduled in, right? So I believe I was 7:40, 7:30, so that's what time they let me in. When you enter, they gave you this card right here, and on this card, they told you to write down your Christmas wish list. So I thought this was pretty cool because originally, I thought they were just giving it to the kids, but they were basically giving this to everybody. So I thought it was cool that they included adults and kids, right? So when you enter, they had a bunch of tables. They had tables for kids and tables for adults, which was something I loved. So they gave us these papers so we could write down what we want to ask Santa for. So this is gonna be pretty interesting. I don't know what to ask him for. I'm asking him to bring me a beautiful girlfriend. Que me quiera. I'm just
I just wrote that I've been a very good girl this year.
A ver, ¿qué pusiste? Dear Mr. Santa Claus, I've been a very good girl this year. You know that's a lie. Dear Santa, here's a list of the things I want. The new Call of Duty, new botas, una tejana negra, money for rent, gift cards for Costco. What I want for Christmas is happiness for all my friends and family. Y el tal besote, mira, a big ass kiss right there. I really like how they allowed parents and kids to write their wish list for Christmas items that they wanted. Of course, you guys saw that I went crazy and I felt like a kid again, asking for so many things. So to get started, I'm going to tell you guys the first reason why I really like the Elf on the Shelf event. So this event actually had a storyline that was playing throughout the whole event, which was something that I really liked because you weren't just walking around looking at Christmas lights with no purpose, right? So basically the story was that Santa's sleigh fell and now the elves have to fix it, and basically you need to be happy throughout this whole event so that the Christmas spirit can come back and Santa's sleigh can fly away and the elves can fix it quicker, right? Or something like that. That's basically what the storyline was about, which was something that I really liked.
And he was on the sleigh when it crashed, right, Tiny?
Yes, and Santa is relying on me to fix it.
Oh, big
But
job.
I'm going to need Christmas spirit, so that's where you come in.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can count on all of us, right, everyone? Christmas spirit?
The second thing that I enjoyed about the event was the engagement. When you were going through the event, there was different checkpoints where an elf would tell you to scream and show your holiday spirit. And when you did this, there was a little bar that showed if you were cheerful or not. And by doing this, you kept up with the storyline that they were telling you about the elves wanting you to show your Christmas joy so that you could save Christmas. So I really like this because it kept you engaged in the event and it kept you on your toes.
And I say go. Give me your holliest, jolliest cheer. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! All right, let's see how we're doing. Where's the sword? Where? That's okay. We have a lot of chances to build up that Christmas spirit.
And of course, one of the purposes of coming to these events is to see a bunch of Christmas lights, right? So to get started, we're going into the shrinking tunnel because we're going to be turning into little elves so that we could show our holiday spirit And again, this just keeps up with the storytelling that I really enjoy, and it looks awesome, right? So now we're gonna turn in our Christmas cards to the elves. There you go.
Are you together?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What's this for?
Oh, you're gonna get something back for it at the end.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Oh, how cool is that? One of the things that I did like was that the Christmas list that you made had a purpose, which they will be showing us at the end. And again, it's part of that storytelling that I told you guys that they did at the event, which was something that I really liked. The Christmas list had a purpose. It wasn't just for fun, right? And of course, right here, we are going to continue with the storyline, which you can stop and read so that you can see what's going on in the event and what's happening in the storyline. Of course, the third thing that I liked about the event was the Christmas lights, which is ultimately the reason why we are here. As you guys can see, they did light up the building ahead of us with a bunch of Christmas lights. And when you were walking throughout the event, they did have performers like this one ahead of us that was doing tricks, right? Some of them were on rollerblades, some of them were doing other stuff, which I thought was really cool and interesting.
Right, I know. Are you guys ready to have your Christmas spirit measured?
And as you guys saw, there was an elf right there that was measuring our Christmas spirit, and that was what I was telling you guys about, that they had little checkpoints throughout the event to keep you engaged. And now we're gonna see some elves doing some tricks.
Go ahead. Thank you, sir.
Have you ever tried that? It's hard. Mira, se me hayan caído. The fourth thing that I liked about the event were the subplots, and they had a lot of subplots, but the one I want to point out is this one right here. Throughout the event, they told you to be on the lookout for Santa's sleigh bells, and as you guys can see on the right hand side, there are two of Santa's sleigh bells, and they had these scattered throughout the event, and they told you to look for them and count them. So I really liked that because it kept me trying to look for them to see where they were at.
Hello, friends.
What's up, what's up?
Cool lines.
If you take a look at this exhibit, take a look at the milk carton, it's spilled over and there's Christmas lights that are acting as the milk. So I did like how they did this. It added a little bit of storytelling to the holiday light exhibit. Of course, there are two of Santa's sleigh bells right here, which was something else that I liked. Again, it goes back to that subplot of me looking for the sleigh bells as I went through the exhibit, right? And now we're going to be hitting a checkpoint where they're going to be checking our Christmas joy.
What does a gingerbread man put on his bed? A cookie sheet. How do elves keep their hands clean? Gloves. Gloves, that's true. We use hand sanitizer.
And of course, the elf was telling us some jokes as we walked past them and checking our engagement. And again, that's just the little stuff that I liked about the event. It wasn't just seeing Christmas lights, you also got entertained, which is what we're going to be seeing next. We went into a room and now they're going to be dancing for us and singing for us. And if you guys heard the elf, he was doing the best that he could to do an elf voice. So that again goes back to the storyline telling process that I really liked about the event. It just kept you in that Christmas theme, and it really made you believe that the elves were real. And I gotta admit, I really did like this show that they did for us. They were singing and dancing for us and just keeping us entertained. I believe this was like a little 5-minute show that they did for you before you moved on. So now we're gonna be getting on a trolley to see some more Christmas lights and see what else they got for us. Of course, as you guys can see right here on the right hand side, they still continue with the storytelling that they started with at the beginning. They're telling you what's going on in the storyline, and that's something that I really like. And of course, these are the famous little trolleys that are going to be taking us to the next part of the event. And look at this, you guys. We're going back to that other thing that I like, which was the Christmas lights, the holiday lights, you know. They put a bunch throughout the whole event on the left hand side, even the car. The little trolley was lit up with Christmas ornaments.
I'm so glad you're all on board. We're getting closer to our goal of having enough Christmas spirit to get Santa and the sleigh soaring again.
And of course, you guys heard the elf speaking, still continuing with the storyline, which was something that I loved because it gave the event more purpose, right? Like right now, if there wasn't a storyline, you would just be looking at the elves doing tricks, right? And you'd be like, oh, that's cool. But because there's a storyline, you're going through this event and you're understanding that the elves want to cheer you up so that you have that holiday spirit. And there goes some of Santa's sleigh bells. And again, that goes back to the subplot. I swear, this event was really thought out and I really enjoyed it because it just kept you engaged.
We're ready to measure our trolley spirit. The hope is growing, the love is flowing, and our faith is showing.
Alright, on the count of 3, I want you to bring it. 1, 2, 3!
And you guys saw that they checked our Christmas joy, and I think a lot of people didn't scream louder because it was really cold when I went, you guys. It was like 55 degrees over in Pomona. It was crazy cold. So of course everybody was just trying to stay nice and warm when they were here. And now we're seeing some more elves do tricks for us. And again, this is something that I liked when I was going through the event. I got entertained and there was so many other things to see, but of course I can't show you guys everything because then that would just get boring, you guys. I'm literally compressing my favorite moments of the event and showing you guys. And take a look at the Elf on the Shelf book. There's a sleigh bell right there. And again, I really love that subplot, you guys. I just love the way they thought of doing that, because people saw the sleigh bells and they were like, oh look, there's another sleigh bell. Honestly, I can't remember how many I saw, but it was a lot.
Great work!
It's the moment of truth. Our last spirit escalation station is coming up.
And then I really liked how the elf grabbed the sleigh bells because they had told you since the beginning to look for the sleigh bells. So then that was just making it obvious, right? And now here's another elf that's gonna make sure our Christmas joy is up and running.
The meter here will tell us if we've got enough spirit to save Christmas. On the count of 3, give me your best Christmas cheer. 1, 2, 3.
The spirit escalation station says Christmas spirit is finally spreading. Hip hip, hooray! I knew you could do it.
And finally, you guys, my favorite thing was the storyline, which was the first reason that I said. And at the end, we got to get the ending of the story, which was that Christmas was saved because everybody's Christmas joy came back. And again, I really liked the story that was told throughout the event because they kept up with it and it just made sense. And again, we weren't just looking at Christmas lights and performers. There was a purpose behind the whole event.
Raise your hand if you wouldn't mind staying elf-sized a little while longer. Me too, I feel that. But I think it's about to happen. We're turning human-sized again.
And at the beginning, we did go through the shrinking tunnel. And then at the end, we went through the unshrinking tunnel. And I really liked how they were consistent with the storyline, right? They really kept up with what they were telling you and the story that they were telling. And I really liked that.
It's Santa himself!
Ho, 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 hello, my friends. It's wonderful to see you.
And of course, at the end, we got to meet Santa because Christmas was saved and the holiday joy was spread all over the Fairplex, which is just something that I really liked, you guys. Honestly, this whole event was really exciting and we're almost getting towards the end, which is just so sad. But you guys should have seen the kids that were here. They were so excited when Santa showed up. And at the end, of course, Christmas is saved as the storytelling is done. As you guys saw, there was a little thing right there that told you what was going on, right? So I really liked how they finished the storyline. And of course, at the end, we're finally gonna see what they're gonna give us, right? Because remember, they took our Christmas list and they told us that at the end, we would get something back. So throughout the event, I was wondering, are they gonna give us presents? What are they gonna do with our Christmas list, right? So here goes me. It's my turn to see what Mrs. Claus is gonna give me. Hello, there you go.
There you are, darling.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas.
Always watching. Oh, candy cane. You're gonna have the honors of opening the present that Mrs. Claus gave us. Alright, what is it? What is it?
Oh.
What is it? What is it?
They're like little ornaments.
Oh, it's our Christmas letters?
Yeah.
It's our Christmas letters. Wow, we could put it on the Christmas tree.
Look how cute.
I wish I would have known they were gonna do this. I would have wrote like something cool or something better than what I wrote. So this little thing that they did for us was so cool. I really liked how they made our Christmas letter to Santa into like a little thing that you could post on your Christmas tree. I just wish I would have known that they were gonna do this. That way I would have wrote something better than what I wrote. I mean, it's still cool, right? It's authentic. Since I didn't know, I just actually put what I wanted to, and if I had known, I would have changed it, right? So it's a hit or miss, but I like this. This is pretty cool. The fifth and final thing that I enjoyed about the event was Santa's Village at the end. When you were done with the event, at the end, they had an ice rink so that you can go ice skating. And I thought this was cool because you weren't just like looking at Christmas lights and then go home. You saw some Christmas lights, you went on an adventure, and then at the end, you got to go to Santa's Village, which was just so fun and exciting. And I really wanted to go ice skating, but I suck. And, well, maybe I should have gone ice skating, right? I would have felt, you guys would have loved seeing that, and it would have made some awesome content, right? Maybe next year when I go back in December, I'll go ice skating. But again, this is Santa's Village, and they had hot cocoa, hot coffee, beers, food, so many things. And they did have this birria spot that I wanted to try out, Birreria El Patron, and I've actually been wanting to try this place out for so long, but unfortunately they were closing by the time I got there, so I wasn't able to try out the birria, and it was so cold that some birria would have just hit the spot. But I'm gonna have to go back to that place later on in the future, right? But again, they did have a spot for you to buy some churros, cookies, coffee, hot chocolate, and as you guys can see, a lot of people were actually sitting down and enjoying this. I also like how they had a bunch of tables, so people weren't fighting for tables so that you could sit down and eat, which was something that is annoying when places don't have enough tables for you, right? And now we're gonna be coming over here to the little gift shop, and they did sell a bunch of different things, and there was also picture opportunities here, right? Of course, there was a bunch of Christmas trees that you could take pictures at. They sold a bunch of merchandise that was related to the event. There was some cups that had some elves. There was a bunch of elf on the shelf themed merchandise, which I thought was just really slick and awesome. And of course, you know, this is the end of our adventure. If you enjoyed everything that you saw today, do me a huge favor and hit that delicious like button down below. And also, if you want to keep going on some future adventures with me, make sure to subscribe. I post 2 new videos every single week, and I'm sure you're not gonna want to miss them.